We're going to go over the Smith system for backing up. Truck and large vehicle presentation is what's listed here, but it actually has some application to smaller vehicles as well, as you'll see. So safe backing is very important because many fleets report that more than 30% of their accidents happen while backing. I'm sure that statistic is accurate with us as well. Backing accidents are very common. Either by backing into something that they didn't see, or almost as common is when making the turn, if you're backing up, the front end swings around, and so clipping something with the front is almost as likely. But backing up is definitely, for as little as we do it, very, very hazardous. So why do collisions happen when backing up? Well, backing unnecessarily, we want to avoid it if at all possible. You have more blind areas when backing up. The way vehicles are designed causes them to turn differently, which people aren't used to. And it's infrequent practice, so they're not used to them. And then, of course, I think these two are big. Limited mental preparation and inadequate information. So people don't want to get out and check and look and make sure and mentally prepare themselves for what they're going to do. And so they get in an accident backing up. So the first key is aim high in steering. Now, if you remember from normal driving, that means keeping your vision out far. Well, that does apply to the backing as well, because you're going to survey the entire area and try to figure out how you can do it without backing up if possible. Also think about how you're going to get out. And that applies to cars as well. When you're in a tight parking lot, backing out of a space is the most hazardous part of the parking lot. So get the big picture by getting out and look. Get out and look. Goal. So keep the goal in mind. That the new trucks that we're buying are these swing door types, and one of the reasons I wanted those is because it forces drivers to, before they back up to a dock, to get out and pin those back, which is a great time to look at your surroundings and make sure you're not going to back into anything. Keep your eyes moving. Avoid staring at one object. Scan the entire area. So as you're backing up, in a truck, of course, you're just going to go left mirror, right mirror, left mirror, right mirror, over and over again. Don't just stare at one mirror. Constantly check them all. Even the outside mirror. The inside mirror is where you're probably going to want your vision most of the time, because that's where you're going to actually be able to see. The outside mirror is going to be staring off into space as you back up. But you still need to check that regularly, because your front end is going to be swinging around, and things that you couldn't see a moment ago will pop into view very suddenly in that passenger side mirror. So keep scanning. And of course, if you're in a regular car, your primary would be over the shoulder, but then look left mirror, right mirror, over the shoulder, left mirror, right mirror, over the shoulder, and back slowly. Leave yourself an out. So you want to choose a site that's going to have the fewest hazards as possible. So if we pretend we're this truck, space 1 or space 2? Well, space 2 is dramatically more desirable. It has a great out. As you pull away, you're not going to hit anything on the one side, and it's a lot less congested getting in. So that's definitely the spot of choice. Cut no closer to objects than necessary, and back only as far as you must. So continuing to back after you've backed an adequate amount could lead to hitting something. For these cars, if you were to pick space number 3, you could do a pull through. Now, okay, you've lost 4 spaces. You're 4 spaces farther away. But think about your job on the way back out is you get into that car and just drive straight away with no problems. So a pull through space is always better. Between these two, 1 and 2, you could pull forward and back into 1. And that way, when you pull out, it's much easier. And when you pull out is when your traffic is unseen most of the time. Whereas pulling in, you've already scanned the area and know what you're getting into. If it's really congested, obviously that's not going to work because no one's going to allow you to back in. But it's something to keep in mind if it's a possibility. Make sure they see you. Seek eye contact. Use warning devices. If you don't know, don't go. So feel free to honk. Feel free to wave at people, whatever it takes. I don't know why this truck would possibly want to back that direction right now, because he should be going for that dock. But in any case, making sure people see you is very important. Now we're looking at an example here. This is a place that we go to 3 times a day, and we know of multiple ways that people are going about the same delivery. And there is a right way and a wrong way. So here's example A. We'll see what you think. These are one-way streets, E and F. So in example A, they come in on F, pull forward into here, and then back across F, and then just straight shot all the way to the dock. One long straight back. Example B, they come in off E Street, pull forward, back straight in. Example C, they come in off F, pull into this area, and then pull and do a tight turn around that way. They could also have done it this way, come down and in there. The same basic difference. You're doing the little arc. So which one do you think is the best? Well, C is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. If you can avoid it, that is not a very good way to go about this problem. And here's why. You come in here and you pull, and now your front end is going to sweep. All of your vision is occupied on the inside corner for most of the time, and you're swinging your front end out around and wide. Plus, you're backing blind around a corner, which is terrible, and you're backing at an angle, which is terrible. So there's no reason to do this one, and this has actually resulted in an accident doing that example. Now, oops, B, you pull in and straight shot, and as you pull past the dock, you're able to look, so you can scout out your backing space. That's always a nice thing. And then it's straight, and it's the shortest run possible, and it's a straight back. B is vastly superior to C and to A. A is terrible as well. Here you're doing this long run of backing up. You had no way to see the dock beforehand. You couldn't have got out and checked if you tried. You're a half a block away from it when you're preparing to do your backing. And even if there's no traffic because of the lateness of the night, that doesn't mean there's no traffic. It just means there's very low traffic. So the chances of getting hit are low, but they still exist. Whereas with B, they're non-existent. So why would you ever pick a slim chance over no chance? So do not do this either. This is the only way to tackle this problem. This is the only way we should be doing this. And if you have other sites that have similar situations, think about them. There really should be a good way and bad ways to go about this problem. All right, so to recap, aim high and steering. That means looking as far ahead as you can. Get the big picture. Search for all potential hazards. So always attack the problem with as much vision as you can and see the entire area. Don't go into things blind. Keep your eyes moving. Don't fixate on the inside corner as you turn. Leave yourself an out. Think about how you're going to leave, and if there are people around, make sure they see you. Thank you.